Scorpio, good morning guys, how you doing? So we are going to have a brief overview look at your monthly reading that you've got coming up with this deck. During your weeklies, if you're a part of the silver or gold tier, I'm going to start using a different deck and different messages and looking for different things. So this will be your overview for the month and see what you got coming up, and then we'll see how the energy changes with other messages that we get through other decks that I use. So let's have a look for a general overview for Scorpio. Don't forget you can watch it as an Aries or Scorpio Life Path 4, guys, okay? So let's see, Scorpio. Oh, so Judgment in reverse. Well, we'll take it upright. Some of you, someone's downright rude or something is possibly not going on, so there's no reconciliation of the past. So basically someone is like, no, I don't want to reconcile, so on and so forth. Some of you might be struggling a hell of a lot spiritually here, like feeling like that you're spiritually struggling, okay, and that it's very difficult to get people to hear you or listen to you. This can also be the sound of silence also, because it's like a Libra energy. So, let's kind of see. It's also, I think, is probably like a lack of motivation and something also to do with like public speaking and publicly. Like, I don't want things out publicly. I don't want people to know what I'm doing. Like, I just kind of feel like I want to isolate myself away. I don't really want to speak or talk publicly. I don't want my Facebook or YouTube, like, it could be Facebook where people have closed down a lot of things on their Facebook, because this is definitely publicly open. Okay, but this is also like trying to open up to someone, but not doing so. Okay, let's see, because it's also loss. Like, I feel like I'm at a loss, like I'm losing. I'm actually not winning. Okay, so like if you guys have got divorced or anything like that, that's kind of like where in the other reading that I did the other day, yesterday, I think it was. Yesterday once more, there was 2 judgment cards, and I said to you guys on YouTube, I said if you go over to Patreon, I said you'll discover that we had this twice right next to one another here, and that was an outcome. And this could be like the final decision of it, like finalizing something, realizing that I have to make a decision, because if I don't make a decision, then it'll be made for me. Okay, but it can also be someone that's generally ill at this time, like really ill. Let's see. It's also taking a break from spiritual work. Like, I just really need to have a break, and I need some time to myself here. Scorpio this week. Sorry, I always say this week, man. This month, sorry, for November. For Scorpio. So some of you, there's a lot of flirtatious behaviour that is also online, but this is also not really one. Maybe something's around a Leo or an Aquarian energy, but like, I don't really want this person to see me. Like I don't really want them to see something that I'm doing here. Let's see, Scorpio for November. So there's a lot of spiritual, esoteric stuff here. I mean, if this was the right way up, this would be an extremely, let's just take it the right way up. There's an extremely spiritual, divine connection here, because there's a lot of like music, like feeling creative, feeling open, feeling warm, feeling wanted, connected to spirit. You know, Ace of Cups, like a love offer is there. Many opportunities to do things spiritually here also, like ideas, creative speaking, creative talking. Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the YouTube bit yet, because I've only just done it, but I'm doing a lot around AI at the moment, and I've got a hell of a lot of things going through my head that I would actually also like to do. But yeah, kind of ideas that I've kind of got here. But yeah, that kind of stuff, like a brainwave, like an idea. Okay, can also be medication. Judgment in reverse, if it was in reverse, can also be like, you know, I mean, I have to say it because I'm Scorpio rising. I've just been diagnosed with ADD, so that can be like I'm trying to get it under control. Like, I'm trying not to think too much, and I'm trying to think more with my heart center than what I am with my mind. Okay, I'm trying not to let anybody control my mind. I'm trying not to worry. I'm trying not to stress. Okay, and that I really just want to remain open. Try not to use my mind, but more of my heart center here. Okay, some of you might be visiting like a lot of doctors or hospital appointments during the month of like November here, and you've got appointments that may be that can be general help, like I'm helping you do something here, and there are opportunities where this person would say, I mean, I have to mention it, I've got loads of this sort of stuff coming up for me, and you guys are Scorpio, so I don't know about yourselves here, but like I've got a nose and throat appointment coming up in November. I've got a mental health practitioner that's supposed to be contacting me during November. I've got the NHS during November that's supposed to be contacting me to try and get Saxenda on the NHS. So, like, this is a lot of appointments and phone calls that you could have from, like, a doctor, mental health practitioner, so on and so forth. And these people are going to give you, like, a lot of creative ideas that you may have that are going to help your focus, creativity, general well-being. I mean, I've felt like this since I've been on Saxenda. I felt like I've had loads more kind of I've been moving about a lot faster. I've been wanting to go out for walks, like, you know, a general fucking what do they call it, like a makeover of life, like something that's come over you that's made you feel excited here. This is kind of like opening up to manifesting stuff. Let's see, Scorpio for November. So you got this 2 energy. I think this might be to do with around options and choices of some of you that may be single. Like you could well be single, like, and these are just opportunities of stuff that you're more focused on, spiritual stuff really than anything else. It's kind of like focusing on family as well, the sun. It's also making a hell of a lot of things grow spiritually, like big time here. Let's see, the big wigs or Briggs. I'm hearing Holly Briggs or Holly Briggs. Oh no, Holly Briggs, Jodie Briggs, Holly Briggs. Let's see, 4 Bridge Street. Some of you might be moving. You might be moving, looking at places to move to. Okay. Let's see for November for Scorpio. So there's a lot of opportunities. You've got the Knight of Cups. So there's your love life, more than likely talking to your love life. You got the Six of Swords. So it's kind of like moving, if you like, Scorpio. I hope you can see the table. Oh, this chair that I've got, I really need a new chair. But yeah, like moving. There's possible signs of, like, through November, looking at places to move to go. Residence. Let's see, Scorpio for November. So these 2s are really coming up around Libra energy here, 2, 2 and 2. You got the Emperor, so it's business ideas, deciding whether to stay or go, move where, you know, stay where I am, or move where, you know, completely move. They're all directions. 2 is a left or a right, basically. You know, do I stay where I am or do I move? You know, do I do something different or do I remain doing the same thing here? But it'll also be business ideas is also the Emperor. Let's see. Could be a lot of travelling backwards and forwards, going out, being social, relaxing, holiday maybe. Scorpio for November. So you got the Page of Cups, more friends, more clients. These can all be children, friends or clients, or loved, you know, a loved person that you talk to a lot here. Scorpio for November. So you got the 4 of Pentacles, money, and then the King of Swords. So I don't think it's blocking someone out. I mean, the 2 energies might be blocked out because I always get confused around 2s. I never really know what they mean here. But the 4 of Pentacles is always an energy that I'm keeping things close to my chest. I'm holding on to what I've got. I'm banking on a lot of, you know, holding on to a lot of money. It's also needing to remain open to the possibilities as well, needing to open up. That can be very difficult for a Scorpio energy to learn, is to remain open to possibilities. let's see, Scorpio for November. I think your love life possibly is here, but I can see a lot of kings and queens. It's like the same representation of what's been coming out for a lot of the readings. The Emperor, the Empress is going to come out. The King and the Queen of Swords have already come out. Okay, so you're looking at the same divorced couple, married couple, new person. Let's see, Scorpio for November. Yeah, so married couple is definitely present, and the divorced couple is also present. So, like, if your partner's gone off with someone else, unfortunately, they're with someone else. That would put them in the reading because the person could have an Aries or a Scorpio life path 4 placement here. Let's see, Scorpio for November. So the Two of Cups and the King of Wands. So you got another King energy here. So I'm basically just going to start saying to people, you know, the relationship is here. And if it's the relationship that you want that you don't have, that it's someone else, then you're going to have to go with that flow. Because I can feel it's going to be the same as a lot of the other readings here. There'll be a lot of kings and queens, a lot of counterparts. Let's see, Judgment. Why is Judgment here, please, for Scorpio? Why do they have Judgment? Because I believe this is the divorce energy again, maybe as well. Kind of like waiting to get paid, waiting for money, waiting to get laid. Maybe some of you, and some of you are waiting to be able to move. Like the Knight of Pentacles waits for someone to make a move. Ace of Wands. Ace of Wands. Some of this Libra energy is plaguing this reading somehow, or this 2 person is just not speaking to people, not talking, just I don't know, just looking more towards my creative side and blocking everybody out, more than likely not talking to someone. Who is the High Priestess? Well, tell me more about the High Priestess. Is another Libra energy, like a double Libra. What's the Justice energy here for? Is a King of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This person's I don't know, divorcing one, or marrying one, or is already married, and they're not talking to the person that is already in a relationship with, because that can be an ex-husband. But there's a not talking energy there as well, so there's like 2 or 3 Piscean energies all wrapped up into one. That could be the third energy with a person that's already counterparted up with another person here. What's the Eight of Wands? Why is the Eight of Wands here? Is a 7 of Cups. So a lot of you guys are just in like a metaphysical connection with a person that's just spiritual, but there's no communication. What's the Ace of Cups? Ace of Cups is a burden that's carried upon wanting this Ace of Cups to be accepted, but without asking. So it can't be accepted if a person doesn't know. What's the Two of Wands? Because Spirit will play a game on you. They'll kind of say, well, if that's what you want, why are you not going after it? You know, that'll be the question. What's the Two of Wands? Is, I don't know, someone is deciding to talk to a person here. Unless it is the person that's already talking to someone, or it's your children. What's the Sun energy here for? Is a 3 of Pentacles, Pisces. Going to family court for a lot of you, having to go to court for family. Unless you're in a third party. What's the 3 of Pentacles? Is the Ace of Swords. Someone's saying their piece at court. Someone trying to be honest with someone and tell them the truth. What's the Knight of Cups? Is to a Scorpio, so it probably comes into you, Scorpio. What's the Death card for? Is a rest and a break, taking a break, having a breather. What's the 6 of Swords? It's the 10 of Pentacles, trying to relax so money comes in as a manifestation. Oh, I don't know why I'm getting wound up just lately doing this reading. I don't know why I feel tension. Tense energy. What's the 2 of Pentacles? Is the Ace of Pentacles. So it is offered. There is money here. There's a relationship couple that's here, definitely. What's the Emperor? The Emperor is more clients and the children of the father and whatnot. Page of Pentacles is a Capricorn or Gemini. That's also ideas. What's the devil for? The devil is this 2 energy again, man. I can't stand 2s when they keep coming up in readings. I don't know. Someone keeps deciding between different people, or what path do I take? What option do I choose? What person do I have? Because it's either positive or negative, but the devil energy is also a negative reflection as well. So it can be like this fear of opening up to someone from the past, because like the energy could have settled down, and you start fearing, if I open up and I decide to open up again to this person, or I decide to open up to the person, what will end up coming of it? Like, I've done it so many times. Like, say for instance, like I don't know, you got a mother or a father, right? And you decide to start to open up to them, but you know that they've played a lot of fucking toxic behavior games, and they've played it a lot around you in the past, and you think, fuck, if I end up speaking to this person and end up opening up to them, will that same energy happen again? If I was to let this person back into my life, would that happen again? And it might be what your children are going through. Page of Cups. And it might even be with you, like if you've got kids. Page of Cups is the 8 of Swords. Yeah, someone just feels restricted and pushed into the corner, and like because of toxic things that go on around the house and the home and the job. What's the Knight of Swords? Knight of Swords. But somebody comes in to lighten up someone's day. The 8 of Swords is trying to get someone out, like friends or your partner or someone that comes in towards the 8 of Swords to say, right, let's do something else. Let's get out. Let's go away. Let's focus on something else. What's the 4 of Pentacles? Is a Chariot. Yeah, so there is a lot of travelling. Some of you might be saving up for a car or doing something around transportation. What's the Chariot for? Or you're blocking out a Cancer. You got like, yeah, some of you get good news about a car or a loan or something here if you've been saving for one. The 4 of Pentacles is saving for a car, and this is actually getting one, unless you've got one like I do. And that would just be something that is like travelling, seeing a person going out, spending some time united with your person, picking them up, feeling good, a birthday party, anything like that. What is the Knight of Swords? The King of Swords. King of Swords is stressed around a Virgo, maybe. What's the Nine of Swords for? 9 of Swords. Could be a father that's stressed about a 2 of Cups. It could be metaphysical. What's the 2 of Cups? Because it can also be a divorce from the 6. What's the 2 of Cups for? It's to do with children or clients or a new person. Like, I don't know whether to move on with this new person that's just come into my life. Like I said, man, y'all could have like a new person that comes into your energy at any point. They could be here, but there might be this stress about reaching out to this 2 of Cups person and not knowing, and just watching them but not knowing if I can say anything or not. And it might be because they're already, in a relationship, but it could be something going on around your children if you've got kids. What's the 9 of Swords? 9 of Swords is the 5 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. They're stressing about money, but someone that's got money. Some of you have got a couple of men, or I don't know. Tell me more about this King of Pentacles, because that could be the father. 5 of Swords. Some of you are arguing with an ex that you got kids with. What's the Queen of Swords? Is a 4 of Cups, kind of like yourselves or your mother, like mine, that is a life path 4. That is very here, like always take. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've noticed a lot of like traits that you can also pick up from family members or whichever way it is, and like, whenever it is that I like express and say, like, you know, I've just been diagnosed with ADHD or ADD, she'll turn it around and say, oh, well, that's why you've made me feel so bad then. And straight away it's thrown back in your face of like, hold on a minute, I'm trying to tell you that I've got something wrong, you know, which is ADD, and not, you know, as a child, and I'm just letting you know. But then suddenly it goes straight back to, oh, well, that's why you're a fucking asshole then. And you're like, what? Really? You know, out of the conclusion of that, that's what you come down to? The Hierophant is the Five of Cups, and the Hierophant again. Some of you, this is an ex-husband or wife. What's the Five of Cups? Or it's just someone that constantly plays guilt trips. You got the Empress now, that is a counterpart of the Emperor. And there's the Emperor. There's something going on around Libra, Capricorn or Gemini, Life Path 4 Aries, Pisces, Life Path 5 energies, Taurus, like ex-husband, ex-wife, children involved. And then there's also like my mother and my father that may be like of the same placement. And then I've got a placement with the Empress and the Emperor that are like deciding what to do about their relationship to leave someone out of the, you know, like for instance, if the Emperor, which is you guys of Scorpio Aries, right? If you've got that in your chart and you also have like me, like Piscean, and you're a 3, you kind of come up as both, 3 and 4, okay? So, you know, you can have that and a mother and a father, and that's part of your, you know, your toxic behaviour of Capricorn energy here, which would mean Gemini or Cappy. And then you could also be in a counterpart situation where you are with someone, but there's external forces that have this Five of Cups, which is this negative outlook of people judging other people's relationships and, you know, like the mother-in-law, father-in-law, you know, just fucking judging you as a character of who you are because you're with someone. You know, and I don't like your boyfriend, I don't like your husband, I don't like your wife, I don't like who you're with, and, you know, judgmental mothers or fathers of sons and daughters, you know, could be that. I need to try and change these around for the metaphysical ones. What's the Ten of Swords? Yeah, so there's talking, there's clients and children. Knight of Swords is someone that's just riddled with fire and conflict, man. Taurus, Sagittarian, Life Path 5, maybe, or just a placement of somewhere. But there's always this down feeling, like someone's never grateful for stuff. What's the Two of Cups? They're always very negative. Negative, 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 negative. Two of Cups is a fool. So that's trying to just leave someone behind that's constantly negative. I just feel a lot of you, it's possibly around your ex-husband or wife, and they just constantly, you know, just because you got an ex-husband or wife, it doesn't mean that you need to communicate with them. Even if you got kids, you know, you just set up for the kids to be picked up or whatever it is by a social services, by a third party. That's why you can get 3s. That's why it means social services. Children's social services. The go-in-between. I'm sanctioned to the fact that I can't and don't want to speak to my ex-husband or wife, and I don't want to fucking do that, and I don't want them coming round my gaff, you know, causing conflict between me and their new partner. I don't want that, or their new partner, or mine. So to stop that, the only way I can do is intervene, which is get a go-in-between, you know, a social services. Someone who's just kind of like more protective of the children. I don't know, your mother or father. You know, contact the mother. You know, if you want to see the children, use their phone. Don't ring me, ring them. Okay? You know, phone a friend, not me, ring a friend. You know, a go-in-between. What is the King of Wands? King of Wands. Seven of Swords. Someone that keeps coming back into your life and then out of it again. Oh man, you've got court actions, man. The Queen of Wands come up, and then the King and the Queen of Swords came up back to back here, around another King and a Seven of Swords, and the Four of Wands. So, fuck knows what is going on. I couldn't tell you guys, because you got the King of Wands at the end, a counterpart of the Queen of Wands, with the Four of Wands, the King and the Queen of Swords that came out back to back with like the Seven of Swords. So it's like basically someone that's in and out of relationships, in and out between an ex-husband and a wife or a future partner. If you know a cheater and a liar and they cheat on you and they go and you're accepting of that, that's your own karma. That's you letting someone keep coming in between, you know, not the other person's fault. That's you letting the person come back to you once they've been to someone else. It's, you know, that's not what you want. You just want one single individual person that doesn't go in between people. Okay, when you allow that to happen, that basically doesn't give the person an ultimatum. So it's kind of like, well, you either lose me or you lose your ex-wife or husband. It's up to you, but you have to choose one of them. Now, if I keep letting you do that each month, how many months have gone by before you've stopped that happening? So you have to give them an ultimatum. It's either me or them. Let me know when you've left. Here's my number. Don't come back until you have. If you can do that, then things might start changing. But I really can't tell you, because the Seven of Swords could be ex-husband and wife. It could be their ex-husband and wife. It could be your mother-in-law and your father-in-law. And it might be where some of you want to move house or home to go towards somewhere living with your actual counterpart that comes up as Gemini, Libra, Aquarian, but also paradox number. And also the Queen of Wands that is coupled with the King of Wands, where the Four of Wands is. Which means that after Christmas, well, like myself, I've got a plan to move out from the house to go towards the Four of Wands here. Okay, so you remain open to all of these possibilities here. Okay, I hope you can kind of see, sorry, because there's like a lot of activity that seems to be going on around December. Now, around December is also where people start fucking arguing about Christmas. Like, you know, oh, I want to go and see my mother. Well, we don't get on, or I don't get on with your mother or your fucking father, so I don't want to go. Okay, well, I'll go on my own then. Okay, so where are we going to go? Well, we've got kids. Where are they going? With me or with you? Yeah, well, I don't like that bitch that you're with, so I don't really want my kids not with me at Christmas. Well, so you have to make a decision. Which couple do they go with at Christmas? That might be your children. Who are they spending time with during December? Right? Now, if it isn't anything to do with the children, all of these counterparts towards the end of the month are people that are planning on moving to the Four of Wands, okay? To the Four of Wands, to be happy with themselves, you see. So that would be like possible signs of after Christmas or around December time or after, because it's up to you when your timeline is. If you've been planning on movement to this Four of Wands and you're like, yep, that is what I'm planning on doing, is moving house and home to this Four of Wands, at the end of wherever that is, you get all of these. You get all of these counterparts and this getting away from restrictions and fight or flight and negative Nellies and like people that cause these energies. It leaves you free and open to be able to get out of this situation here and a chance to start something new in your life, which means a lot of you, because I'm a Scorpio rising and after Christmas my plan is to get a house. Okay, that's my manifestation already now, is to feel good and imagine what that would be like in my own place. Okay, so I can finally get out of the restriction of being forced into into the environment where it's just not, and I need to get my own place, and that's what I want. So it's kind of like that for a lot of you. If you're kind of like, hold on a minute, Steve, I'm a 4 as well. And that is kind of what we're planning on doing. Yeah, so am I. Right, so it's kind of there towards the end of the month, but mine will be like after Christmas, really. Get Christmas out the way and see what happens. So I think some of you could well be on that same timeline. Even if it's not moving in with a partner, it's definitely thinking about moving out from somewhere to somewhere else. Okay, so, it's that. Like I said, if it's your kids and your kids are with you and they're considering moving out with your ex-husband or wife or on their own, that's what your kids are doing. It can be your kids that come up, because there's a lot of children activity and friends, right? So you kind of like, you could watch this reading and think, hold on a minute, that doesn't relate to me, I'm not moving. But your kids could actually be thinking to themselves, I'm planning on moving. Job, house, home, country, state, village, whatever. That's what I'm planning on doing. They may not have told you that, because right at the beginning, you had the 2 of the High Priestess, which means I'm not telling you about something that I'm planning on doing around judgment, which can mean movement. Okay, so I'm not informing and telling people that what my plan is to actually get the fuck out of here and go towards the end of the month, right? So I think a lot of you are kind of keeping it from people, not really letting everybody know what your plan is. Like I said, if it isn't you, it could well be your children or your friends and what they're doing. Planning on moving, planning on leaving a job, planning on leaving a house. I haven't told you about it yet because I'm waiting for it to be guaranteed before that is what we do. Okay? There you go, guys. So thanks very much. I really appreciate it. If you would like your weekly readings are now going to consist of this deck, because I am getting a little bit frustrated, as you may be able to tell, getting fed up with doing readings around these cards, okay? Because I see the same stories come out through a lot of the Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Jupiter, and God knows what. And a lot of these, personally, they've come true for me. Like for my own readings, like when I'm looking at my own readings on YouTube, and they're for my own sign, some people are like, it doesn't relate to me at all. And it has really done so with me, like around YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, ideas, like all those sort of stuff that came up. They've all come true for me, these ones. So I'm loving this deck at the moment. So how I feel is this, I can't wait to get to use these. I don't use them until I get onto YouTube. So during your weeklies, if you want to upgrade to the silver or gold, we're going to do more with these and other cards to give you other questions and answers that may have been evolving around all of these kings and queens, and is it my children, is it me, is it them, is it the other person, what are they planning, what are they doing, how are they thinking, how are they feeling, what they're going through. Those cards will tell you the answers to your general monthly, okay? So that's what my plan is. Okay, guys, so it's very important to be able to memorize this, watch it again, whilst you then watch your weekly and think, oh, fuck yeah, that represents that. Okay, that'll also help you learn as well. Okay, all right, guys, thanks very much, and I'll see you on your next one.